Hi there, this is Kevin Stewart, Bills250 and I'm Kev. This is just an update video basically on the Ferrari F40 Competizione Issue 3 that I'm constructing. Okay, so don't get me wrong, I'm still really impressed with the quality of this model. The parts are still, I'm still impressed with the overall finish of it, and I hope that this is just kind of a one-off issue. But part of the reason why I'm chronicling this is because I want to highlight any issues I've had during the build so I can look back on it. And I'm not the only one who's had these issues. Some of the people on the groups that I'm on have said that they've had the same issues. So I'm just going to kind of highlight the issues that I'm getting and kind of the solutions that I've come up with. So the problem to this is all around the tie rods on the spoiler. So the connecting rods between the spoiler and the front section of the car. So let's get into it and let's see the problems that some people and myself have been facing. Okay, so the issue I've been having, and a few others have as well, is these tie rod supports between the spoiler and the front section of the car coming apart as you've been trying to put them into the model. Yeah, so I'm just trying to highlight them on the close-up camera. Kind of go into this hole here. So in between there and there. This one's held up okay, but this one has come apart as I've been trying to put it in. I'm not too sure if the problems with the tie rods themselves or the hole in this spoiler wasn't big enough, so I was trying to put quite a bit of force on there to get the tie rod in, and it seemed to be breaking there. Also, on my previous video I mentioned that there's a left and right, and it all depended on this little bolt on the side. See if I can highlight that. Little bolt on the side had to go to the outside. That's because the picture in the magazine, and I'll put a picture up in the video, kind of shows that bolt does go to the outside, but I don't think it's actually that. I think when you watch the how-to video and a few others, it's all to do with the top mount of the tie rod, making sure you get the right one into the right hole at the top. So it needs to make sure that it fits flush in the top of the body of the, because that one is actually, the bolt if you like, is to the inside, not the outside, and that fits flush. So I probably had them in the wrong side as well, so I was trying to put them too much force on. But yeah, so the only real solution to this, if you like, was to go out and buy another pack, and they're still available in the shops. So I've gone out and bought another issue 3 pack. Bit of a nuisance to say, I had to buy a new pack, but $8.99, so I'm going to have a go at putting it back together using this pack and this tie rods and see if I get any joy this time, and I'll upload, or I'll show you the results when I've finished doing that. Hopefully better luck this time. Okay, so that wasn't actually that easy at all in the end. What I had to do was have a really good look at the magazine. I'll put the pictures up on in the video, and then I had to go over to the supercar builder how-to videos and had a really good look at what they were trying to show. Now what they're trying to show, and it's really difficult to show on this kind of camera, is that the contours of the upper tie rod match with the contours of the body, the front part of the car. So as I can see, it's really difficult to show. I'll try and show it. So the contours there, kind of as the body fades away to the left there, to my left, that the same can be said for the upper mount of the tie rod. Still didn't really help me too much, because once I got them actually the right way round, then trying to get the bottom part, the lower half of the tie rod, into the little hole on the spoiler was a nightmare because it hadn't been cut right. So yeah, craft knife came out, that, trying to using the old the damaged part of the old tie rod, trying to force that into there. But in the end, yeah, just a little bit of kind of scraping away of any of the flash that's been left over from the mould, kind of trimming that off, but being ever so careful with these because they're really delicate. Eventually I managed to enlarge that hole, or get rid of the flash from that hole just enough so that it'll now fit in, just about, and it fits in just about okay, and it is now flush as it should be. But yeah, not easy at all, to be honest. Being very careful, very delicate with these. But once that's done, yeah, then place the front part of the car onto the spoiler, clips in, and then putting the tie rods in. They do now kind of fit correctly, all nice and flush. And as I say, the top tie rod really has to go with the contours of the body. Doesn't really show that in the magazine, but it does when you go onto the how-to videos, as I say, on supercar build-up. And I'll put a link into that into the video as well. But yeah, not easy at all. And as I say, enlarging that hole with the craft knife helped, but being very careful, obviously, because you don't want to damage the spoiler. You don't want to put too much pressure on the actual tie rod themselves, because you don't want to break another one and have to end up going to get another magazine. So yeah, hopefully that's just a little bit of a teething problem. And okay, so now completed. Looks a lot better. Obviously the tie rods are actually not in 3 bits. It's not that a winner for a start. Just as I say, also when I turned it upside down to put the screws in, the tie rods fell out. So these tie rods fell out as I turned it upside down without screws in. And I really didn't want to put any pressure on it, so once I tightened it all up, getting the tie rods in, I'd have had to put pressure on the tie rods to kind of force them in. So instead of doing that, undid that screw in there, so that let the pressure off a bit, kind of opened it up a bit, put the tie rod in, and then redid the screw up. I didn't want to put any extra pressure on these tie rods because I don't want to have to go out and buy another magazine. $8.99 is enough, paid twice now, so yeah. So hopefully now done, and it ain't coming off because that's what it's staying like, but looks better, as I say. Okay, so that's it for the second time. That's issue 3 completed on the Ferrari F40. I don't want to detract from this. I still think, you know, the quality is still there. The parts are still good, and it looks real, like it's going to be a good quality model. But you know, that's modelling. That's kind of, you know, taking flash out of the holes and making sure everything fits, test fit in it before you get into it. I've forewarned is forearmed. I now know going forward with this model that I'm going to have to make sure that everything fits. You know, I don't want to be buying 2 lots of magazines every now and again. Also, I didn't really have a chance to check out what the after sales is like, or the customer service with Panini Collections, as I thought I'd give them the benefit of the doubt on this first one. You know, probably my fault. I probably put a bit too much pressure on the tie rods when I was trying to force them into the spoiler. So, as I say, going forward, I'll make sure that everything fits. I'll do test fits and proper modelling. Make sure if it doesn't, make sure that it does fit before I don't want to be breaking too many more parts. But thank you very much for watching. If you want to see this or the Ecto one, my other build through from now to completion, please consider subscribing. And if you want to be notified when a new video goes up on my channel, please remember to click the bell. But for now, thank you very much, and take care, and see you next time. Bye bye.